Well, hello and welcome to Dino's Vault. And you guys already have seen the review of the SWAT Pillion. Husqvarna have made a huge comeback. And if you're searching for the Wit Pillion, well, here it is. Ta-da! This is the Wit Pillion, which actually means the white arrow. SWAT Pillion means the black arrow, and Husqvarna, that's how you pronounce this Swedish name or Swedish brand that has been dominating the off-roading scene and the racing, scene as well. So 120 years of motorcycling legacy and 100 world titles to their name. This is a brand that walks the talk and redefines precision, pure motorcycling and progression in every aspect. And their design speaks for itself. Pure, progressive and dynamic design concept is what they call it, and it's seamless. It's like an art form, something you would like to park in your living room. That's how beautiful the first gen Wit Pillion and SWAT Pillion were, and now they have actually given it the right kind of makeover that makes it absolutely go next level in terms of visual aesthetics and also a little bit of performance. So we're going to find out what all new they have packed in the Wit Pillion, because I've already done a detailed video about the SWAT Pillion. If you haven't seen it, please watch it right away by following the link in the description portion below. Now, one disappointing thing is they have brought a revised Wit Pillion 250 instead of introducing the 401. I don't know what was the reason behind that. So we were talking to the Husqvarna guys from Mattighofen, and well, they couldn't give a valid answer for that as well, but still they feel that this is a best of both worlds, a perfect blend of power and economy that Indian audience would easily relate to in terms of value proposition and in terms of overall package. But for the enthusiasts, they've given us the 401 to give a glimpse of what Husqvarna is capable of. So 11 Baja 1000 titles. Dakar Rally itself is one of the most grueling off-roading endurance race in the world, and Baja 1000 is something that is like a sequel to that, and 11 times winning the Baja 1000 is like dominating and making a statement in terms of enduro, in terms of supermoto, in terms of off-roading capabilities. These guys are really on top of their game. So let's start with the design. The lighting remains the same. You have LED lighting, and the round headlamp really gives it a proper neo-retro futuristic roadster kind of a look, and the turn blinkers are the same as the first gen Wit Pillion, so nothing much changes here. LED lighting all around with the tail lamp and turn blinkers at the back also being LED. The front fender has a very aero dynamic kind of a feel to it to reduce drag, and it looks kind of complete. I would love to see the aero kit being released for the Wit Pillion at least now, because the rest of the design demands or actually screams for it, or seems to be asking for it. The white attire looks absolutely stunning, divine, like a white knight here, and the Wit Pillion badging goes well here. I really can imagine how the 401 would have looked had they launched it. It would have looked absolutely stunning and divine. Then in terms of suspension duties, you have WP Apex suspension, state of the art, top of the line suspension, but this one doesn't get adjustment like the 401, and also the levers don't get adjustment here. Even the headlamp doesn't get a DRL, so that's quite a bit of cost cutting here. And this fit and finish looks very, very premium, and every nut and bolt and part looks well put together now when compared to the previous gen model. Again, brakes are from Bybre, Indian subsidiary of Brembo, and massive 320mm disc up front to give good initial bite and feedback. MRF radial tires front and back with a 150 section radial rear tire, 150 section rear tire, and these are road tires as opposed to the Pirelli Scorpion off-road tires that are offered on the SWAT Pillion. Again, talking about the chassis structure and the tank design. Now again, this progressive design language comes full circle because the tank extension goes all the way to the central panel. So this is a significant improvement. Now you get a 13.5 litre tank as opposed to the 9.5 litre tank on the previous gen model. So that's a welcome inclusion to improve, to offer better tank range for all those who've been craving for it. And another point is the mileage. So the mileage claim for the 250 is around 32 to 33 kmpl in real world conditions, which will add on to a good amount of tank range for those who would like to tour on this motorcycle. Also the handlebar. Now this is a debatable part, because Vitpillen, as it is, the word means white arrow, and the Cafe Racer silhouette was the hallmark or the definition or the character of the Vitpillen. Now the clip-ons have made way for a proper Street Fighter handlebar. Now how well the enthusiasts will receive it is something that is kind of a question mark. So you can feel free to comment below to let me know whether you want to see the Vitpillen as a roadster, or you would prefer to see the Vitpillen as a Cafe Racer, which was the original character of the motorcycle. And then of course I would love to see the clip-ons back, at least as an option for those who would love to enjoy the cafe racing culture that the bike stood up for initially. Massive radiator offered, curved radiator offered up front, and of course the Husqvarna branding is nice and apparent there. The steel trellis frame is exposed and you get a bolt-on subframe. Now you don't get the aluminium bolt-on subframe that we saw with the Duke 390. Here is a tubular subframe, and offset monoshock has been borrowed from the Duke 390, and there are two reasons for that: to lower the seat height. Now this was another major issue in the first gen models. People used to say that the seat height was a little too much for average height riders. So this was 842 earlier, now it is 820, so 22 mm shorter seat height, which allows you to easily mount on to the saddle and feel far more comfortable, far more in control. Now I am just over 5 feet 6 inches tall, maybe 5 feet 6 and a half, and I can't flat foot with this seat height, but one foot on the foot pegs and the other foot down, I can completely flat foot, and this gives a lot of confidence for you to play around with the motorcycle. Feels incredibly lightweight now, and when the weight is reduced and the power is increased, that's when the magic happens and the riding experience goes to a completely different level. But as it is, when you look at the power figures and the powertrain, it is the 250cc single fuel injected liquid cooled engine, SOHC layout, and puts out 31 PS of max power and 25 Newton meters of max torque. So power figures remain the same, which is a kind of a sad fact. I wish they had tweaked that a wee bit to add a little bit more of X factor or oomph factor for the new launch. And 6-speed gearbox. Now we are not going to get to ride the Vitpillen today. I believe we have to wait for it to arrive at the dealerships to get a test ride. But the Swartpillen feels comprehensively upgraded in every aspect, and almost kind of gives me a feeling that it has a better ride feel for Indian conditions when you compare the Duke 390. And then of course we've talked about the tank. The offset monoshock provides for two reasons. One is lowered seat height, and the other thing is a larger airbox, similar to the layout of Duke 390. So the larger airbox allows the engine to breathe easy at higher RPM, so you can rev the hell out of it. And then of course you have underbelly exhaust. So earlier you used to get a side mounted exhaust for the Vitpillen. Well, now you get an underbelly exhaust, mass centralization concept, better balance, better agility, better maneuverability. At the back again you have disc brake, dual channel ABS is offered with supermoto mode, and 150 section rear tire, MRF tires are offered, and these are tubeless tires with alloy wheels. And then of course the only ugly sore that sticks out of this beautifully meticulously crafted piece of art is this grab rail. I think this is here because of our Indian conditions, and it's mandatory for bikes to have a grab rail here. But first thing I would do if I buy this is rip this off. And earlier we used to get a badge of Vitpillen that we can encapsulate here, and that gives a seamless tail section design that would add on to the entire visual appeal of the motorcycle. Also the seat, they claim, is the longest in the segment. Foam quality is far better than that of the Duke 390, so people who are seeking comfort can look at this motorcycle as an option. Even the pillion seat room is better sorted here to offer adequate room for the pillion. And attention to detail, the craftsmanship of Husqvarna comes full circle with a lot of branding here and there wherever necessary. And then of course, as I told you, the handlebar is the major change which adds on to comfort but robs you of the actual personality or persona of the Vitpillen, which really made it stand out in its segment. And then of course the speed, the switch gear, the engine kill switch and the starter button is the same as that of the Duke 390. Even the switch gear has the same layout. The hazard light switch has been included, and yeah, another thing that I miss is there is no adjustable levers, so that's one thing that has been given a miss. The Speedo console is an LCD unit as opposed to the color TFT that we get with the 401, so there's a bit of cost cutting happening right over there as well. So this is the overview, and the pricing will be mentioned on the screen, and so is the mileage part. So what do you think of this bike as a whole? Do you think it packs a punch? Would you prefer this over the Duke 250? And do you think it still carries the charm of the previous gen Vitpillen? Feel free to comment below and let me know. We'll catch you guys next time with the first ride impression of the Vitpillen whenever it is available. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.